Okay, webbot hit, man. It is now officially a webbot hit. It already was, but now it's like double official. Another JP Morgan banker found dead at the ripe age of 37. The other one was, I think, 39. Another JP Morgan banker has been found dead as Ryan Henry Crane, the executive director in JP Morgan's Global Equities Group, was found dead in his Stamford, Connecticut home Monday at the age of 37. While there's no official word yet as to the cause of death, Crane's death follows last week's suicide of another JP Morgan banker in London, which is now under investigation by London police, and follows 5 other suspicious banker suicides, if you will, in the past week to 2 weeks. The last banker reportedly managed to shoot himself nearly 10 times with a nail gun. We wonder what the official story will be for Mr. Crane's untimely death. Trying to see where any other useful information. He graduated from Harvard in 1999, after which he spent the next 14 years at JP Morgan in New York. He was the executive director in the Global Equities Group. These are the people that could absolutely bury, I mean bury, JP Morgan as a company and its higher echelon of executives, such as people like Blythe Masters and Jamie Dimon, or not Diamond, Diamond. Absolutely bury them. Big trouble. So what's happening here is exactly what the webbot said would be happening. Banker suicides. And we all know, including Cliff I, owner of the webbot, knew suicide, it wasn't exactly just them dying. Because I think he'd even mentioned it once or twice in some of the reports that, you know, suicide or suicided, you know, killed off and blamed on a suicide. There's another one. Now, what's the old saying? 1 time coincidence, 2 times chance, you know, or whatever, and then 3rd time it's absolutely certain. How many bankers have died, suicided recently? As he just said, one guy managed to shoot himself 10 times with a nail gun. Let me tell you something. When people who are absolutely hell-bent, they've lost everything, whatever their problem is in life, I'm gonna go kill myself, is what they say. And they are truly hell-bent on doing that. If they start the process, and it's like jumping off of a bridge, that's one thing. Or taking an actual gun, shooting themselves in the head, that's one thing. But what it's not, is them attempting over and over and over again during the trial of them trying to kill themselves, and that didn't quite do it, let me try again. It didn't quite do it, let me try again. Man, I still didn't quite do it, let me try again. Nobody shoots themselves 10 times with a nail gun. Okay, that's the point. Nobody shoots themselves 10 times with a nail gun. When you see someone shot 10 times with anything, somebody is sending someone a torturous message. You little dirty rat. Who in the F do you think you are, trying to scapegoat your way out of the trouble that JP Morgan's getting in, that you were also involved in, and now you're gonna go to the authorities and blame it on upper management? You little rat, how much did we pay you? 37 years old, making $1 million per year. Time to teach you a lesson. Torture, 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 torture. Finally give him a couple headshots and kill him. No one in their right mind, even in their wrong mind, such as someone who wants to kill themselves, is gonna be trying to kill themselves with a nail gun and keep failing at the attempt right there on the spot. Ooh, that hurts like a son of a gun, but let me try it again. Ooh, that also hurts like a son of a gun. Let me try again. Shooting themselves in places and then finally they're getting the magic shot. Really? How stupid do these people think we are? And as a matter of fact, I don't think they care. I don't think they care to know or even care how stupid they, you know, we are or are not. All they're concerned about is we're gonna make this look like a suicide. We had to take care of this guy, and we're gonna follow our little procedure. And our procedure is to make it look like a suicide. We know it's not, and the average person who might start to pay attention that there's all these bankers dying are gonna know it's not suicides, but it doesn't matter because the official story is gonna be that it was a suicide, and that's all that matters. And then we will continue on with whatever. Now, Blythe Masters, the one who turned down the advisory position to the CFTC regulatory agency, which, as I said, was amazing yesterday. The fact that they asked a bank robber to come advise the law enforcement side of things, literally. And then she declined now because there's a little too much pressure from the alternative media, which is fantastic. However, Blythe Masters is head of JP Morgan's commodities division, and they're selling off the commodities division to some company. And she's been overseeing it this whole time. Why do you suppose they're selling off one of JP Morgan's bread and butter pieces of its company, the commodities division? When we look at JP Morgan's track record of bets on the market, a commodity market as well, and you look at all 365 or whatever the amount of trading days that JP Morgan is actually active, it is absolutely unheard of the amount of times that they made the right move. Basically, out of an entire year, literally, this is not fake, out of like an entire year of them showing their trading, you know, afterwards, they only made maybe 2 to 3 bad moves, bad trades. Out of the whole entire year, day after day after day, not, you know, maybe not including Saturday, because I think that might be the only day you can't really bet on commodities. They never make a mistake except for 2, maybe 3 times. Really? Are you sure? That's what we're being told. So, the bottom line is something's going down at JP Morgan. There's no chance in hell that these types of bankers that are these executive level people are dying off because of suicide. JP Morgan has been posting the greatest numbers, quarterly and yearly numbers ever. Jamie Dimon just got a massive raise. Why in the hell would you be committing suicide at a company that is doing phenomenal? You would be living the good life as it was, even if your company wasn't doing that great, because you are already at this very powerful executive status, global markets position, whatever. Kidding me? Man, not happy with my life. I'm gonna commit suicide. At least if the stock market started crashing and JP Morgan's stock started plummeting, then these people got killed, even if they weren't suicides and got killed and blamed on suicides. At least it would be more believable, because you'd say, well, they probably thought their world was ending. Look at the global stock market. Look at what happened to JP Morgan stock. If it keeps up like this, JP Morgan will cease to exist. Oh my God, I'd probably commit suicide too if I was them. Their whole life's about to end as far as everything they've known and the money they're making. But right now, as of this moment in time, when these deaths have occurred, these suicides, JP Morgan is still reporting fantastic numbers. They still seem to make every bet properly. They don't seem to miss these gambles on, you know, stock and commodity prices. They just always seem to get it right. Not a chance in hell. These people have insider information about JP Morgan that will be used against them as JP Morgan falls. There are too many investigations into JP Morgan. There's too much going on. JP Morgan is being forced to sell the commodities division because they've been caught red-handed. That's why the CFTC chose not to do anything. We didn't find anything wrong. But behind the scenes, as Jason Ip4 said, my theory was that they said, look, you had a long run, a really long run. The people are starting to wake up. They know it's you. We all know it's you. And we keep saying, no, we didn't find anything. And we've done this a few times in a row now, JP Morgan. We can't do it much longer. Okay? So you're not going to get charged. But it's time to sell off your commodities division. It's time to start separating your company. All right, you're our pal, but we got to save some face. You had a good run, but this is how it's going down, and no one's gonna know it. You're just gonna sell this off and sell that off because you just made that decision one day. They're not gonna know it's because of this, because we're not gonna tell them it's because of this. For all intents and purposes, we didn't find anything wrong, at least not yet. Maybe they have to later on come out and find something. But JP Morgan needs to get rid of all of its assets first, because if it happens first and then they got to get rid of their assets, people are going to do what JP Morgan does to everybody else, which is, we'll buy up this for fire sale prices. Your stock's worth crap right now. We'll buy this division from you, from your company, for fire sale prices. How's it feel, JP Morgan? That's what you do every time the stock market crashes. You buy up all these assets for pennies on the dollar because they're hurting big time. No, JP Morgan's the elite. One of the members of the elite, so they will be allowed to sell off during the high prices, so that when the bad stuff comes, they don't have to do any fire sale deals. They've already sold off everything they needed to sell off. That's my opinion. But another banker suicide at JP Morgan again? When I hear that, like, forget Blythe Masters, when I hear Jamie Dimon's been suicided, if that were to ever happen, then you know at that point in time, something has gone terribly wrong with the elite, and they're killing off each other, and they're all terrified of each other. I would love nothing more than to hear that story one day. Take care.